So how much money do employees save working from home? When you're working from home, there are benefits as less distractions. There's going to be less interruptions during your day. You can work more independently and you can be more flexible with your work schedule. But man, a lot of times employees never do the specific cost calculation in terms of how much money can you save. I'm going to do that for you today. The average employee saves anywhere from $2,500 to $7,000 a year working from home instead of going into the office. Now, this is based on a full-time employee working full-time at home. Many employees are hybrid in terms of they spend part of the time in the office, part of the time at home, but you will be able to achieve part of this cost savings if you just do it even a few days a week. So number one, the cost of transportation. Research shows us that it's over $2,600 per year for a 15-mile commute. That's how much cost savings, and that's not even related to tolls and parking. That is related to gas and car maintenance mainly. And then you can also consider that the average commute is 26 miles. So you can actually increase that a bit for the average employee from 2,600 to probably around the $5,000 mark. The next piece is food. Food really adds up because workers that go into the office spend more on coffee out. Now your office place may be providing free coffee, but it may not be that great gourmet coffee that you like to get from these fancy coffee shops. And if that's the case, we know that it's over $1,000 a year in coffee for the average employee who's going into the office. And don't forget lunches out. Only a third of employees actually bring their lunch. So those 2/3 are actually spending $2,000 plus a year in eating out lunches versus the employee that works at home and they make their lunch there. The third component is clothing, because turns out, of course, when you go into work, you have to have professional attire. If you're working from home, you have less professional attire. You don't have to have as much. Maybe you have more shirts, professional shirts, than you have fancy pants, so to speak. And that adds up to over $1,740. The third piece of this is childcare. Now, of course, if you're working at home, you still need to have childcare potentially, but maybe you need to have less of it because you have a more flexible schedule, and that can range in the range of $4,000 a year to $15,000, depending on what your specific situation is. And another component of this is like a bonus to consider, is that employees that work from home achieve more productivity. We know from research from Stanford that employees that work from home often achieve a 13.5% higher productivity level, which is an extra day of productivity a week. And you take this throughout the year, it's an extra 2 or 3 weeks of productivity. Now, you can't take that necessarily in vacation, but it frees your time up to do other things and make a greater contribution. So transportation, food, clothing, childcare, and higher productivity.